We're here in St. George, Utah with Jay and Janna, and they are, let's see, Janna, you are firmly in the Evan McMullin camp. Yes. And watching his videos. Yes. And Jay, you are a self-described fence sitter. Right?
I describe him as that.
That wasn't my description.
No, that was her description. It was Janna's description. Okay. What would it take for you to pick a horse in this race? Come on, we got like 18 days left.
The biggest problem for me is to try and figure out who's going to be able to best govern after the election. There's so much animosity towards Hillary Clinton. I'm not sure that she can get done what she wants to get done. And Evan McMullin is such an unknown. If he were by some miracle to be elected, I'm not sure that he could get anybody to do anything. He's not a member of the party. I don't know what he would do to get people on board to help him. And so that's the biggest thing that's weighing in my mind between those two.
Yeah. And Janna, you've been on board for a while with Evan. He really appeals to you. You're sort of an independent voter. What is it about him that appeals to you?
I like what he stands for. You know, I teach my kids what true leaders are and how they're honest and they have integrity and they, you know, really do. They stand for what they say they do. And I can't let them watch Hillary or Trump. I cannot let them be examples for our people, and not just my kids, but for the kids of our nation and for the people of our nation. I want someone who's going to actually be a good leader and be a good example to our children and our future.
And so it's crazy. We were talking about being here in Utah is a state that's actually in play in the presidential election. How much of this how much influential is the church in this? I mean, it's a big LDS population in the state. Evan McMullin's LDS. You guys are LDS. Is there any connection there, or is that just separate from what's going on here?
Well, I think McMullin shares a lot of the same values I do, and maybe that's because he's LDS, maybe not. You know, I think there's a lot of non-LDS people who share those same values, like helping the Syrian refugees. That's really important to me, and not discriminating against people. He shares that value too. He's conservative, you know, and I like those values. I think that his principles document really kind of lays it out. That's not an LDS anything, but it is something that I think we share with a lot of people in America. So it's not, I don't feel like it's an LDS thing. I feel like it's he has the same principles. Okay, maybe it's because he was raised the same way I was. Yeah. But I believe there's a lot of people in America who believe the same way.
Have the same values.
Yeah.
For me, I think that the church does have a really big influence in the sense that it helps establish the values that are important to us. But the church is not telling anybody what to do in this election. It's more about which one of these candidates are going to be closer to what the values are, and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, by most accounts from LDS people that we know, don't fit those values, and that's basically the main thing.
Okay.
Not that I agree with them, but you know, that's
You're
what
still
they say.
still in that fence, Jay.
Yes, I am. I really, you know, I look at Hillary Clinton honestly, and I see somebody who is the most qualified person who's ever run for president. She's an awesome example of how powerful a woman can be in the world, and I want my daughters to see that, and I want them to experience what, you know, all the hard things that she's overcome in her life to be where she is right now. And not everybody agrees, obviously. My wife included.
I don't want my daughters. I'd like them to see Mindy Finn as an example.
There you go.
That's fine too, but you can't take anything away from Hillary Clinton and all of this. So I'm not dead set against her like a lot of people around here are, just because of where she's come from and what she's done in the past.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.